mamas. I just, I love a good side ponytail. Just easty, ratchet, and all that good stuff. So, I decided to opt and do it since I had this great frontal from this company, a newer company that I've never worked with, which is called Wet Kiss Hair on Aliexpress. I will get to the specs of my hair in just a second, but one thing I want to say before I even start this is by far one of the best frontals that I've ever had. Due to part, it came pre-plucked on the hairline. How about that one? Okay? This is of course, Brazilian body wave. So this is why I'm getting all of this nice, flowy, ocean waviness. So, my frontal is right here, darling. Now, I did not, however, color it, which I'm going to go back and do, but I just didn't have time to do it when I was testing out this hair because I have so many other wigs that I'm worried about right now. I just didn't have time to actually bleach the knots on it. However, it came pre-plucked. And you guys know, usually when you get frontals, they look like this. The frontal is really edged up like such. And this is to ensure that the around the front of your hair is actually thick enough so that when you go ahead and pluck it, or you could very well glue or sew it down like this. It's just not gonna look real. When I received this one, I noticed that it definitely had this nice already plucked hairline popping off. So I didn't pluck nothing. I left it exactly like it was because I just wanted to hurry up and wear it. So this is where it is, which is right there. So if we pull it forward a little bit, so you can see if I were to bleach this, all of these knots would definitely be gone, and it will look even more realistic. But because for time purposes, for my personal self, I just could not do it. I decided to throw it a little easty side ponytail in this piece just because it was something a little bit different. And as you guys seen in my intro, it was real hood. So I had to keep my hair real hood with my earrings, real hood. My frontal is 16 inches and it is 13 by 4. Just from ear to ear, and the 4 is 4 inches from here to here. So my tracks actually start back here, and this is of course made on a full wig. To make my wigs, I use these caps now, which has the extra I like to fold it down. It makes it more durable, but because they stretch, it pretty much will fit anybody's head. You don't have to like measure and do that whole thing. So one thing I did do different with this one that I usually do is I really pull my frontal like really forward. Now, what I mean by that is usually I'll put it right, if I do a closure, I'll put it right on the line of the cap, and then I'll cut that little piece out. But I noticed that if I put it on the frontal, my wig would be a little too small. So if I cheat it about this much past the line, then it'll sit on my head right. My edges is still out, but then this is the frontal, but you can't tell where the frontal is and where my edges start, which is the great thing because my edges come a little bit further than the frontal allows, so I can cheat the two, but still give me a nice little get down. And for an extra option, they actually sent me a closure as well to match, which I opted not to use because of course I'll take a frontal over closure any day. But this was a 4x4 lace closure that they sent with it as well. So to my bundle length, I'm wearing a 16, a 18, a 20, and a 22. So this is definitely more of a realistic look than, my very long Brazilian body wave where it'd be like this long. This definitely has a more of a realistic look than that. I do like it because the hair texture actually is nice. So if I actually took this and really slicked it all the way down in a really tight ponytail, it would be very cute and prettier. But because my strap was a little too tight in the back, I just cut it out because it hurt. I went ahead and co-washed this hair, and I did what I mentioned in another video. I took a flexi rod, which they always send when I have body wave hair. They always send them, but I rarely use them anymore. But I noticed if you take the flexi rod and after you go ahead and wash and shampoo and that good thing, if you wrap it around the flexi rod and you let it dry like that, you're going to get this S pattern back in. So when you reinstall the hair or you put it in, it'll still have that texture to it. A lot of times when you do shampoo your body wave hair, it's going to get looser. So it's going to kind of look like this if you don't, because it's going to dry long. So wrap it around flexi rod, and you don't have to do it with every little piece of hair. You can do it per bundle. You can just take one flexi rod and roll the bundle, or maybe half of a bundle, and wrap it around. And I usually take like saran wrap and I'll put it around just lightly so that the S can stay, because it's not going to stay if you do this. And so it can dry too. So it's going to dry in that S pattern. So then when you put it back in, it'll look like this. I've got very, 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 very minimal shedding with this hair. Not much at all, which is a great thing. So it flows all the way through like this. So I'm looking Spanish, nice and from the root. And when I did my strand test, I did notice that my hair turned a little on the yellow side, well, more the orangey yellow side, before it actually lifted, which most hair does, but this was like really orangey. I don't know what that's from, because my hair didn't smell like anything and it was very soft when I received it. So I didn't have any remnants or any smells or anything of any chemicals when I installed it. However, that's my result after I went ahead and bleached it. But other than that, I've had great experience with this hair. And they have, I will say, this is the best pre-made frontal that I've received, because it, again, was already freaking plucked, which is, you can't ask for a better thing. And it was plucked very well. It wasn't just thin around the edges. It actually was plucked so it can match somebody's hairline. So it stopped. So as you can see, it's right here. Usually after I bleach it, the lace is usually the color of my skin. If it is, like if I go like this, you kind of can see that it's much lighter around here. But if you take whatever, I like to use like a flat kabuki brush to do my makeup. If I just take that kabuki brush and go around all up in the lace and all on top of it, not in the hair, because it's going to start looking like your baby hair is blonde. But if you do that all up in here, you won't be able to tell, especially after that bleach job you do, if you bleached or not. You won't be able to tell. But because of the simple fact that I didn't have time to bleach mine, unfortunately, but I'm going to go back and do it when I got some time. You won't be able to see any of this. A lot of times people make that mistake and then you'll see pictures and flashbacks. It'll be just white like this. But if I do this, you can't tell anything. So if you guys are interested in this good old wet kiss hair, which I will go on record and say this is my favorite body wave hair by far, because my frontal matched my hair and my hair actually came back to life after my co-wash. It actually really looked really good. So right now, they got my vote as best body wave on Aliexpress. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Put them down. I decided to give y'all some nice 90s tees with this side ponytail and this nice mesh and Calvin Klein. I will catch you guys in my next one.